Hello there, my name is Ilan Azbel. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of Autochartist.com. I'm going to be showing you how I use Autochartist to place a trade on the market. So what I've got in front of me open is my MetaTrader, and I simply drag and drop the Autochartist web application onto any chart window in order to launch the Autochartist web application. And what that'll allow me to do is that it'll allow me to screen the markets for opportunities before I actually analyze individual shares. So I'm going to give that a moment to start up while Autochartist connects and make sure I have a valid username and password. That just takes about 20 or 30 seconds. So here we are. In front of me I have the Autochartist application that's come up, which allows me to screen the markets for opportunities. And what I have in front of me, the default screen, is a list of opportunities on the FX market, which is actually from the latest patterns that have been identified to the oldest patterns that have been identified. What I like to do is I like to trade completed chart patterns, the breakout and approaching key levels. So uncheck everything else and just keep those three on. What I do next is I don't like to look at these opportunities in time order. I actually like to look at them in order of the actual instruments. I click on the symbol title of this column to order everything by the instrument. And as you can see, all the instruments are grouped together now. Okay. So for example, this is two opportunities on ORD NZD here. These are two opportunities or three opportunities on ORD USD, and what I'm looking for are really correlating signals. So I typically don't look at single opportunities like CAD JPY on its own. So what I try to do is I try to really skim this list with my eye to see if I get any opportunities on certain instruments across different time frames. So for example, okay, this is an interesting which I would normally look at is Euro Canadian dollar. That's an opportunity on 60 minutes, bullish pattern. Another opportunity pointing to a similar level on the 4-hour Euro Canadian dollar. And a very short-term opportunity identified on 15-minute patterns for Euro Canadian dollar. So this is quite interesting, in fact, and I'm seeing other indicators as well. For example, I'm seeing Euro Australian dollar, again an indication of the strengthening of the euro. I'm looking at Euro British pound. Autochartist thinks that euro is going to be strengthening against the British pound as well. So I find this kind of opportunities quite interesting. So what I do now is I go look at my performance stats, and I go check on what is the historical performance stat of patterns identified on Euro Canadian dollar by Autochartist. So I click on performance stats. Right, so I've clicked on performance stats, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at how we've done on Euro Canadian dollar in the past. So I'm primarily looking at the breakout, the key levels, sorry. So I'm looking at Euro Canadian dollar. Let's have a look, see where that is. Okay, that's over here, Euro Canadian dollar. So on average about a 77% hit rate to hit the level, which is pretty good. And if it does break through the level, I want to see what my performance stats could be. Euro Canadian dollar at 75%. Okay, so if it's approaching, it's about 75% hit rate to get to the level of forecast, and about 77 if it breaks through. Just out of interest, let's have a look at what the stats are for the chart patterns. So Euro Canadian dollar, oh, here it is. Okay, so that's about 69%, which is not too bad. but we identified key levels here. So these are all key levels, and you can see that by these little parallel stripes over here. So this is quite an interesting trade, and what I'm going to do is I have decided that I am actually going to trade this. So I'm going to switch to my MetaTrader, and I'm going to bring up a Euro Canadian dollar chart. Let me find that over here, new chart window. Okay, and what I like to do is I actually like to remove the grid lines, because I feel that it really disturbs me and too many lines for me. And I can clearly see the level that Autochartist has identified, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop the key levels indicator on there directly to see what Autochartist actually says. Now what I like to do is I like to show the emerging patterns, and I click OK. I'm going to give the indicator a moment to connect to the Autochartist servers and actually download the appropriate information for me. Okay, and there you can clearly see that Autochartist has identified this line over here, which is a bright green line. So Autochartist believes it's going to go up to that level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in there and quickly see what's going on. Okay, so it's not a big movement that we're expecting, but certainly, you know, if it does make it, there's some money to be made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually place this trade. I'm going to click on new order, and I'm going to buy some Euro Canadian dollar, and there is the order. Let me quickly open up my terminal window to see my latest trade. Okay, so here's my latest trade, and now what I must do is I must actually set a take profit or a stop loss level. Okay, so to do that, I'm actually going to use the Power Stats tool. So I'm going to take Power Stats, I'm going to drop it on to my chart, and I'm going to give Autochartist a moment to go and connect to the Power Stats tool that we've got, and so that Autochartist can tell me where to expect these different levels. So as we can see, Autochartist is telling me that actually EuroCAD's got quite a big spread, so we're quite a bit out of the money right now, but potentially the take profit level is going to hit within the next 4 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my take profit and stop loss at around this level over here. That's going to be my take profit, and my stop loss I'm going to set it for around over here. So I can see my my take profit is going to be sitting at around 129.26, and my stop loss at 129. This is actually quite interesting that my stop loss is actually at 129 because obviously, as you all know, the market seems to go towards round numbers. This is quite an interesting selection for stop loss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, I'm going to go modify order, I'm going to set my stop loss to be 129, and then my take profit to be 129.26, and I'm going to modify my order, and if all goes according to plan, once I remove these lines, I should have some lines in there to be my stop loss and take profit. Okay, good. And now that's as easy as it is. This is the way I use Autochartist to place a trade. Okay, so there we have it. We've taken profit, and I guess this concludes my demonstration of how to use Autochartist.